You're an artist. You need beats, but you're on a budget. You don't have access to someone like Metro Boomin or Michael Made It or Take Heat or whoever else is popping right now. But you have access to producers like me, who instead of charging several $1,000s to buy a beat exclusively, my prices start at $20 to lease a beat. At the same time, producers like myself, we put our beats out on YouTube so we can expand our reach and reach as many aspiring artists and rappers and singers as possible. Some of our beats are free to use for nonprofit. Others, they still require a release, but then artists like to rip them illegally. My name is El Marquis, musician, rapper, record producer, unashamed Christ follower. Today I'm going to tell you why you should lease beats. So what's the first benefit to leasing your beats from producers rather than buying them exclusively? First of all, if you're an independent artist, you probably don't have the budget to invest in several thousands of dollars per beat. If you have an album that's at least 10 songs, spending $500 to several $1,000s for one single beat, ridiculous. You probably can't afford that. If you can, awesome, that's great. But a lot of independent artists cannot afford that. That's just way out of their budget. And where leasing comes in is rather than spending $500 to several $1,000s on one beat, you can go over to someone like myself who puts their beats out on a website, and my prices start at $20 to lease a beat. And what's the difference between leasing a beat and buying it exclusively? When someone leases a beat from me, I can still sell it to other artists. I can use it in my own projects. Let's say if I wanted to put out an instrumental product on Spotify or iTunes. Basically, I can do whatever I want with the track, and I let artists essentially lease it or borrow it, and they can record a song over it. They can still put it out on iTunes and Spotify and make money from it. And the only difference between buying that exclusively and just leasing is that other artists are probably going to have the same beat. And I'll be honest, that does turn off some artists from leasing beats because someone else out there probably has the exact same beat. However, think about the mixtape era, back when Lil Wayne and 50 Cent and a lot of other artists were rapping over other industry beats. Someone else rapped over those beats. A bunch of other people probably freestyled over those beats too. But what made them separate from the herd was just their own individual skill, what they brought to the table. No one listened to their tracks and was like, man, someone else already rapped over that beat. I want to hear that skip. No one did that. People actually really enjoyed those tracks. And in this modern era, leasing beats is like somewhat similar to that, but at the same time, like your audiences are completely different. If someone from the West Coast buys one beat from me and someone from the South buys the exact same beat from me, unless they just massively blow up, it's not very likely that someone's going to hear both of those artists rapping over the same track. And even if they do, they're both just responsible to bringing their own character to the track, and then at the end of the day, the audience just cares if it's dope, not if they got the beat from someone online or if they got a beat from someone who sold it to them for $100,000 just for the exclusive rights. At the end of the day, they just care about high quality content. And speaking of higher quality content, a huge pro to leasing beats from producers is that the audio quality from the beats is a lot better than just ripping it straight off of YouTube. This is common for a lot of producers. I know with me, when I upload my beat videos to YouTube, I actually use the MP3 of the beat, and then artists who typically are looking for free beats, they will go on YouTube, they'll rip the audio from it, convert the MP3 to another smaller MP3, you record over it in your DAW, you export it again as an MP3 again, and this is basically what you're doing to the track. The way I think of it is pretty much it's like taking a picture of a picture. The MP3 version of the beats on YouTube, that's the picture. You convert the video file to an audio file, so now you're taking another picture of that picture, and once you bounce it again as an MP3, you're taking another picture of that picture. That's a picture. And that just degrades the audio quality. I'll be honest, it still can be useful. You can still put it up on SoundCloud and then it'll get the job done. But at the same time, if you want people to take your music seriously, you want to put out the best quality music possible. So rather than ripping the audio straight from YouTube and just keep degrading it, you can buy a beat straight off of someone's website, and then if they're offering you the MP3 file of the beat that's still higher quality than the version of the MP3 that's on YouTube, better yet, if you want to get the next step up, you can get the WAV file of the beat, which typically is not available on YouTube, and that's even more high quality because instead of that being the picture of the picture, like the WAV file is the actual picture itself. And even better yet, if you have a little bit bigger of a budget, you can get the trackouts of the beat, which are actually the individual instrument files. And you will want that if you really want to just get in and like remix someone's beat, you know, like adjust the EQ and compression of the drums or the pianos or the synths or whatever's going on. You can completely rearrange it. Like rather than having the verse start at 10 seconds, you can have it start at 30 seconds if you want, or even 2 minutes, like whatever. You can do what you want. And that's not available from just ripping beats off of YouTube. So if you really care about the audio being as high quality as possible, and if you want to take that extra step and remix someone's beat or completely just rearrange it and make it your complete own creation, that's a huge benefit to leasing beats. Another often unlooked benefit of leasing beats is building relationships with other producers. The ideal situation for a lot of artists is to have a go-to producer who can help them craft their sound. Unfortunately, not everyone is in an area where they have all that talent just waiting around to be used. The beautiful thing about being in the internet era is that I can sit here in Northern Virginia and I can contact someone from California and we can bounce ideas back and forth between each other, and potentially I can send that artist beats, and if we build a really nice relationship, we can start bouncing ideas back and forth. I might be able to even give them custom beats just because we have a relationship with each other that you can't get from just going on YouTube, finding a random beat and just ripping it. And what we can also do with that relationship is build each other's audience by, you know, sharing each other's music, reposting each other's content. What I like to do is when someone records a song over my beat and throws it up on Spotify, I actually put it in a playlist of other songs that I produced, and that in turn increases the chances of someone stumbling on your music and adding it to their playlist, and that just generates even more plays and followers and incomes for the artist. You don't get that at all from just ripping beats from YouTube. That's a really big benefit of leasing beats, is that you can reach out to producers can reach out to artists and build relationships and potentially build each other's audience. And last but not least, another overlooked benefit to leasing beats is you invest in the producers who make your music, and that indirectly actually invests back into yourself. The first investment really is the fact that you're investing in higher quality audio for your own content. So that's already making your content just more appealing to your audience. And at the same time, if I gave away all my beats for free, if I never charged anyone for a beat ever, I wouldn't be able to invest in my business. I would not be able to invest in schooling or online courses or books to increase my knowledge of my craft. And I would not be able to invest into higher quality equipment or software or plugins that increase the quality of my music. And if someone's a loyal customer to me and continues investing in my craft, that actually increases the quality of their craft, because then as I continue to grow my income, I'll be able to purchase online courses to study music creation and mixing. I can afford to buy books. I can afford to invest in the latest software or plugins or synthesizers or microphones or anything else that will increase the quality of the beat that the artist uses. And this money trade-off is helping us build each other. Like the artist invests into a beat from a producer, they get higher quality audio, I'm able to pay my bills and also use some of that money to invest it right back into the business, and that in turn increases the quality of both my music, the artist who is leasing my beats. It helps increase the quality of their music, and we just continue to grow together. And that's just impossible to do with artists who just rip beats off of YouTube. If I found out an artist stole from me, to be honest, like if it's not doing crazy numbers, I might not get really that mad about it. I might just let it be, whatever. But at the same time, I have the right and the ability to either monetize their content in return or just have it taken down. And when you steal beats from producers, you run the risk of getting your content taken down. In some cases, I've heard stories of people's entire discographies just being ripped off of Spotify and Apple and everywhere because they stole music from other producers, and that's not worth the risk. So you should avoid that risk completely. Skipping out on $20 for a beat is not worth risking losing your entire catalog. So there you go. Those are a couple of reasons why artists should consider leasing beats from producers rather than either splurging on exclusive rights or just ripping them completely. If you're an artist or producer who leases beats, go down in the comment section below, leave me some more reasons why people should lease beats. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know whenever I release new content. My name is El Marquis Productions. God bless.
El Marquis Productions.